Hello, this is Mark Helton, and first off, I'd just like to say thank you for downloading Hot Lead Finder. You are going to love this tool because it's so powerful. I mean, you literally have unlimited leads at your fingertips that you can go out and find for pretty much any type of niche that you're targeting. Now, depending on what you're selling, whether you're selling websites or search engine optimization, or maybe you sell social media or mobile websites or whatever it is that you're selling, after you've grabbed these leads, you need to go out and do some prospecting. I personally choose to do several different types of marketing to my prospects. The first thing I like to do is send out an email. The next thing I like to do is pick up the phone and give them a call. And the other thing that's really important to me is making sure that I have the ability to track everything that's going on and keep good notes of everything that's going on so that way I can push the sales process forward. Well, I created a tool that you can upgrade by clicking this button here called Hot Prospector that will allow you to do all of that and so much more. So I want to take a quick second and show you how you can take this list that you've grabbed from the Hot Lead Finder and export it right into Hot Prospector to start your own marketing campaign. So once you've grabbed the list and maybe you've done a mobile check to see if they have a mobile website and you've cleaned up your contacts, the next thing you're going to want to do is just click on the export. Now when you click on export, you've got two options. The first one is to export as a CSV. Now this option is for people who don't have Hot Prospector and you just need it in a CSV format. The other option is to export into Hot Prospector. Now all you have to do once you've selected that is choose whether you want a new group or to use an existing group. Now I've already created a group, so we're going to go ahead and just select this group that I've already created, and then I'm going to select my country code, which is the United States. And then I'm going to determine which features that I want to use inside of this particular lead that I've got. So after you're finished, all you have to do is click the Import Contacts, and it will automatically upload this list into your Hot Prospector account. However, I've already done that, so I'm going to go ahead and open up Hot Prospector now. So here I am inside of Hot Prospector. Once you have loaded the contacts, they'll actually appear here inside of the contacts. Now, what I want to show you is how you can actually take those leads and actually start either A, calling them, or B, put them into your funnel and start doing some email marketing to them in order to get them interested in your services. So here I've already created a Power Dialer campaign for the insurance agent in Las Vegas. This is the list that I just pulled. Now I have 128 contacts in here that I can actually market to. Now when you first load this list in here, you are going to have to create the campaign. I'll just show you how easy it is. When you create a campaign, literally all you have to do is just name it, select the group of contacts you want to call, select your sales script if you want to have a sales script that you are going to read from when you're making your calls. Select the calendar if you want to book your calendars to your own appointment, which, by the way, this syncs up with Gmail. So if you have a Gmail calendar like me and you want to sync all your accounts up to all your appointments up to your Gmail, you can do that. There's a lot of other things here that this does, but for this video, I'm just going to show you. It's really simple in order to set up a campaign. So once you have your campaign set up, the next thing you're going to want to do is just come over here and click the Start button. Now, once you've actually gone into the contact, this is what it will look like. Here, you have a lot of different options at your fingertips, but as you can see, it's very nicely organized. It's very easy to follow what you've actually got here. Now, the whole thing works within your web browser, so all you need to make your calls is a USB headset. So here I'm going to show you, besides making the actual phone calls, I want to show you one of the really powerful features that we've added into Hot Prospector, which is called the website grade report. Now, what will happen when you go into this lead in order to send out to send out a website grade report is you need to make sure that you have the website address and the email that you'd like to send those reports to. In order to generate this report, all you have to do once you have this data in here is click on the website grade utility. Now what you see when that's actually generating is it will first create the report, and then once the report is done, then you see this screen which is going to allow you to either type what you want to say or select a template from something that you've already loaded into Hot Prospector, so then you don't have to keep on retyping it. Now, as you see, we also have tokens that you can add. So if you have their first name or other data that's already in the contact that you want to enter into your email, you can do that as well. Okay? Once you've done that, you just click on the Send Email. That report will be sent. This report will be sent directly to your prospect's email address. Now, if you want to see the report yourself of what you've actually sent, all you have to do is click on the link and it will open up in another window. And as you can see, it's a really detailed report. It gives you a website grade based off of how well their site is actually set up. And it'll actually go through and explain all of the things that is wrong. Like, for example, anything in red means that it's not good. Anything in green, as you can see, is good. So, this is a really powerful tool that your prospects can use to be able to determine what things they need to fix on their site. Besides sending out the website grade reports, let's talk about making phone calls and tracking everything that's happening on each individual prospect right here within the Power Dialer. So the first thing is, when you send out a website grade report, I want you to notice that we have a notes field here where you can actually come in and see all of the statuses that this lead has actually gone through. So anything that you do, whether it's sending out a text message or creating a website grade report, is not only tracked, but it's marked and it's noted here in the system. So if you ever are curious what you've done, you can come right back into the contact and look here inside the notes. You also have the option to add any individual notes that you want to add as well. For example, let's say the customer was interested. You can come in and note the account that the customer was interested and say what you quoted the customer as far as prices and all of that good stuff. Besides the notes, we've also added a couple of other widgets that are really awesome. For example, you have the weather widget. This is really powerful because let's say you're calling outside of the area where you're located, and it gives you something to talk about to your customer. Let's say that you want to know a little bit more about the surrounding neighborhood of where that prospect's located. Well, you can click on this icon here, grab the Google guy here and drag him over, and literally you're put right there in the thick of where they're located, so you can actually see what's going on. It really is a valuable tool, especially when you're on the phone with your prospect, when you have the ability to know exactly where they're located. We actually have a couple of other things here that I want to show you. One of them is our script. When you have a sales presentation, a lot of times people have pieces of paper written, where they have sales presentations written down, or maybe you have it on your computer. Well, here you can actually load your template, your script template, into Hot Prospector, and then as you're giving your sales presentation, just scroll down and read that sales script. So it's actually right here in one place. Now, let's say you have some rebuttals that you want to use along the way. You can also load those in here because you can load a whole list of rebuttals and just scroll through them as the customer is giving those. So this is a really great feature if you have sales reps, or even if you're like me and you make sales calls and you want to make sure that you stay on point. Now, you also have the ability to send out emails and text messages just like you did with the website grade report. You can have your own templates, and all you have to do once you've entered in that template text is just go ahead and select the send button, and it will go ahead and send that right to their mobile phone number if you have that in there. You also can do the same thing with email. It's a very powerful tool. It allows you to communicate with your customer without having to go back and forth with too many different platforms. So you don't have to have your cell phone and your email open and all that other stuff to be able to prospect to your customers. You can do it all from one screen. Now I want to focus on the statuses and the scheduling here on the right-hand side. Statuses, what these are is, let's say you're talking to a customer and they say, you know what, this sounds really good, but let's talk about it tomorrow. Well, typically what you would do is you'd put it on a sticky note and stick it on your computer and forget to call them back, right? Well, with Hot Prospector, all you have to do is select that time that you want to call them back, and then you can schedule an alert to let the prospect know, and you can either send them an email or a text message or both. I like to use the text message because the text message really it goes right to their phone. So if you have their mobile phone, that's the best way to get them an alert. So once you've selected the alert, the next thing you want to do is select what time, how long before the appointment do you want to remind them. Usually 30 minutes is good. And then after you've done that, you have the ability to create a template. So we're only sending a text message. So just to remind you, reminder, you have an appointment at 3:30. That's it. So once you've actually done that, just go ahead and click Save. Now once you've saved that, it will automatically add that to your schedule, and you will no longer forget when you have callbacks. There are a lot of other statuses that you also have at your fingertips here. Let's say that you're on the phone and you close this customer up for a sale, and you want to keep track of that. Well, all you have to do then is just click on the sale icon, and we'll automatically mark this customer as a new customer and go on to the next lead. You also can, for example, let's say you're on the phone and they're not interested. You don't want to call them back anymore. Well, if you click on not interested, then they won't be called back anymore. If you wanted to mark them as an answering machine, let's say you were calling and you got their voicemail and you want to call them back again later. If you click on answering machine, it will automatically mark that customer as or that prospect that you received an answering machine, and it will schedule this call to go back into your queue to be redialed at a later time. Now this will allow you to keep on cycling through your contacts as much as you want. But as you can see, Hot Prospector is more than just a dialer. Now we have just talked about a few of the features that's available here inside of Hot Prospector, but hopefully you can see this is a tool that you definitely must have if you're doing any type of prospecting period for customers. You can use it just for sending out emails and tracking what you're doing with your customers. But it is nice to know that if you want to pick up the phone to call a customer, all you have to do is hit this little guy right here, and he'll start dialing for you. And rather than dialing numbers by hand and misdialing, you can literally buzz through 100, 200, 300 phone calls in a day 10 times as fast as you would ever dial with the power dialer, because it is progressive and it will keep on dialing. So as you can see, lots of great things here inside of the Hot Prospector. I hope you enjoyed this video, and there's going to be a few more videos talking about a lot of the other features that you get in addition to just the power dialer here today. But again, this is the power dialer, and I'm glad that you took a chance to watch this video. If you're already on board and you're ready to get started, then go ahead and scroll down and click the buy button right now. If not, then go ahead and check out some of the other features that I'm going to be covering in some of the other videos. So if I see you in the next video, great. If I see you on the inside of Hot Prospector, even better. But thanks so much for watching this video. Bye.